In this example, we're going to be using coterminal angles to help us find an exact value of a trig function. So let's go ahead and take a few minutes and talk about what it means to be a coterminal angle. If we have two angles that are in standard position, right, they are going to be coterminal if they share a terminal side. And let's go ahead and use part A as our example, kind of as we're talking through this. I have sine of 390 degrees, and I want to find the exact value of sine of 390. So keep in mind, when we're working with that 390 degree angle, I'm going to go ahead and break this up into two angle measures here. And I'm going to rewrite my 390 as 360 degrees plus 30 degrees. Right? So this angle measure, that 390, it was positive, so it was opening upward to start. It traveled a full rotation of 360 degrees, and then it went an additional 30 degrees. So the nice thing about using the coterminal angles is that we know sine of 390 degrees is actually going to be equivalent to sine of 30 degrees. And we already know what sine of 30 degrees is. Obviously, you could type it into your calculator if you wanted to. Make sure it's in degree mode. This is going to be the same thing as 1/2. Right, so sine of 390 degrees is going to be equal to 1/2. And you can check that. If you typed it into your graphing calculator, you should get 1/2 or 0.5 as an answer. Let's go ahead and take a look at part B. This time we have cosine of 420 degrees, and I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to break this apart into 360 degrees plus 60 degrees. Right? And keep in mind, if I have a 420 degree angle, it's positive, so it's opening upward. It's going to do a full rotation, and then it's going to travel an extra 60 degrees. Right? So if we want to find the exact value of cosine of 420, this is going to be equal to the same thing as cosine of 60. And we already know what cosine of 60 degrees is. That's going to give us 1/2. Again, you can double check yourself by typing it into your graphing calculator. Let's go ahead and look at part C. This time we're given an angle measure that is in radians. And if it helps you, go ahead and convert your radian measure to degrees. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to look at that way. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm working with 9 pi over 4. And if I want to convert this to degrees, I'm going to go ahead and multiply by 180 over pi. Remember that these pi values here are going to cancel. And this should be the same thing as 9 times 180 over 4. And if we calculate that out, this should give us 405 degrees. Okay, so when we're looking for this value, tangent of 9 pi over 4, this is the same thing as asking for tangent of 405 degrees. Alright, so let's work with that one. And I'm going to go ahead and break apart my 405 degrees into 360 plus an additional 45 degrees. Right, so if I want to find the value of tangent of 405 or tangent of 9 pi over 4, that's going to be equivalent to finding the value of tangent of 45 degrees. Right? Because 45 and 405 degrees would be coterminal angle measures. Okay, so tangent of 45 is going to give us a value of 1.